Hey folks, DC here, DC's Gadgets. It's the 22nd of February. I'm still getting over this cold. Throw a couple of thoughts out there at you. A week ago, I had a colony in my backyard that got really pretty mean. They've been acting kind of testy for a while, and it got to the point where a week ago Friday, I just walked by the hive, and several hundred bees came out chasing after me. So last Saturday, went out there and I shook them all out through an excluder, found the queen, pinched her, took her out. And the game plan was, since I've got like 6 mating nukes out, that I'd get a mated queen this week, go in there and put a mated queen in. Unfortunately, I didn't pull any mated queens this week. 2 of my mating nukes, I've got laying workers in 2 of them, so I shook all those bees out. And several of them I saw queens that just are not laying yet. I did find one that was mated, but well, I found the eggs and larvae. Went through that box twice, couldn't find her. Finally gave up. Just too much other stuff going on. So since I really didn't have what I wanted, I needed to get in that box today to cut out queen cells, because I certainly don't want that box making the wrong queen. So what do you do when you got a really super strong colony of mean bees and no queen to give them? I gave them 2 frames of grafts, because I typically graft on Sunday anyway, so today's Saturday. Excuse me. So the box next to this has got a pretty nice queen. She's doing okay. They're nice bees, laying up really good. So went in there today, took my hive tool out, and I went through all the frames. I found 22 queen cells and chopped all them out, so all of them are gone. And I usually typically graft just 1 frame, but we're on a flow right now, and I lost some. I had a cold snap come through, and I lost some in the cold snap. Got down into the 40s, so I'm kind of playing catch up. So I put 2 frames of 12 in there. They give me 24, and if I get 24, it could cause a bit of a problem, but my thought is, I'm getting my colonies are building up right now quite a bit. We got, like I said, we got a flow going on. So I actually do some splits. So if I end up getting 20 cells, I can probably place 12 or 14 of them in mating boxes next week. Or actually be 2 weeks. I grafted it today. But whatever I have left over that won't go in mating boxes, I'll just make splits with cells. So just a thought, if you get in a situation where you've got a really mean colony and you can't requeen it right away, you can always turn it into a giant cell builder, because that's essentially what it is now. It was in 3 boxes. And I took off the top box and shook all the bees down into the 2 boxes and cut all the queen cells off of it. So there's a whole lot of bees. There was 4 frames of cat brood, five frames of cat brood. There's 5 frames of cat brood down in there, and a bunch of honey and pollen. Plenty of strength, lots and lots of bees. So we'll see what happens. I'll check them in 2 days, see how many cells they're making.